I would like to suggest the next speaker to be Professor Honqyuan, Director of Institute for Comparative Politics and Public Policy, Shanghai Institute for International Studies. Professor.
Thanks so much, Chair. It's my great pleasure and honor to be here and share my research experience on One by One Road initiative cooperation. When we talk about the One by One Road, there's one of very important issues, very important our cooperation priority is resource. Large cooperation, particularly such as the strategic minerals and resources. When we study these topics, we should mention the 2 points. One point is that what means the core of the China model. In the last 20 years, our China's GDP growth rate is very high speed, but it depends on what China's model means. Is we consume and import quite a lot, a huge mountain of the resources from all over the world, and we have the large mountain of the cheap labors, and then we depend on the Western countries' market and technologies, then create China's economic miracle in last 20 years. And however, currently we have quite a lot of troubles and challenges for China's model, China's economic growth. If we take a look about our this maps from 2011 to 2016, we will find that for China's external cooperations on trade have changed quite a lot. If we take a look about 2011, we found that nearly all of China's strategic minerals come from Southeast Asian countries like coal, bauxite, nickel, and even the copper and other things. However, we will find that after 3 years, there's some very big changes for Indonesia, and particularly if we took just the next. It's for Indonesia for bauxite and aluminum. Just in last 5 years, for the just about the import structure, China for Indonesia's bauxite for China just subject from the around 70% to currently only 14%, and also we have increased our dependence for nickel to Philippines nearly 95%, and for other large commodities for this 2011 and 2006, there's big difference between 2011 and this year and the last year. We found that so we have the One by One Road initiative and strategy, but our resource import trade, particularly strategic minerals report and trade have changed their directions. And we found more and more China's trade business try to have built more closer relations with Latin American countries. And actually, our mineral resources ties between China and the Southeast Asian countries, particularly Indonesia and other countries, decreased, and even the Mongolia. And also, the Africa still play a very, very minimal, very small role for China's minerals resource security issues. And secondly, we found that China still, we cannot develop without the global. China's development and China's economic growth depends on the global, not only the global market and technology cooperation, but also depends on the global resource cooperation, mineral resource cooperation. And currently, we found that the 2 trends. One is the China's resource business, try to build more and more stronger and stronger relations with the Latin American countries, even United States, like the LNG and even the coal. And secondly, we found that our neighboring countries like the Indonesia and the other Southeast Asian countries began to have the resource nationalism policies towards China. And Australia, even Chile and other countries, Latin American currently become China's resource partner or resource allies, coalitions for China's economic development. And particularly, we found that in many times, we found that so politics and so political cooperation and political mutual trust play some important role in economic development. But in minerals, things is quite different. Even though in some politics difference, even the conflicts between China and Philippines and our cooperation, or even China-Philippines mineral corporations grows very fast. Like nickel, currently it's nearly 95%. It's very important, critical to China's manufacturing and the electricity industry. So this shows we should to think over what's the reasons behind this. Why China's resource business changed their direction from Southeast Asian to Latin American countries? Why the top-down minerals cannot change our cooperation, our resource flow between China and the Philippines and between China and other countries and Myanmar? And we should think that even for One Belt One Road, we should pay more attention not only to the political side, but also we should to study some logics, particularly market economy logics, and particularly the comparative politics for different countries, particularly the law, the social community issues that will have more and more influence for China's One Belt One Road initiatives. So this is my presentation, and we have I have 4 parts to, and particularly the first is about the resource cooperation for OBOR, and for politically, economically, very important. So China is for our population is world #1, but our per capita large commodities, per capita minerals, per capita gas, oil, and water are all below the global average. This, and also we can find many data shows, particularly the oil, China's per capita is only 6% of the global average. And from 2000 to 2010, China taken more than 17% of our GDP to afford to buy the resources from the overseas. So minerals, strategic minerals are very critical for China's economic development. Without the overseas the minerals, without the iron ore from the Australia, the copper from Chile, or the nickel from Philippines, actually our China's manufacturing industry will collapse at one night. And also we'll find that currently, in the last 20 or 30 years, China actually is the largest winner, I think one of the largest winner for the current global governance system. You will find that we actually, in 2005, China's oil import only account for 5%, less than 5% of global total trade. But currently, China's oil import just number 2, just with the United States play a very important role in the globally. It's around 24% of the global total. And also, we will find that China got most of our larger commodities, very strategic minerals from the overseas, particularly the copper, from the aluminum, bauxite. Actually, around 90% of this bauxite come from overseas, and around the 90% of cobalt from the DR Congo. is also very important for our electricity, because what's the core of China's model? It's manufacturing. But what's Chinese manufacturing and Chinese products will depend on all the overseas resources, minerals. So this is what China should do, is try to protect currently the global system, global governance, because in last 20 years, China actually is one of the largest vendor for this global. We get all these minerals and commodities from global market, from the future market, and we also build all the minerals or the oil and gas future exchanges in Shanghai and in Beijing. So all this is for two levels. On the one level, China try to obey the rules, norms for global resource cooperation. On the other hand, in value chains, China is the biggest vendor. And also, what's the geopolitics cooperation for our China is to try our best to protect our resource security, particularly like water, like gas security for China is very dangerous. And actually, for China, we have depends on some minerals or resources from Russia and Ukraine. It's very important for our food production and agricultural production around. And also, we find that currently China's coal product import is around 1/3 of the globally. And currently, we will find that the oil peak or mineral resources peak for China will continue to be in a very, very high point even in next 10 or 15 years. This means in next 10 or at least the next 15 years, China still play a very, very big role for global market, and China is very, very most vulnerable to the change of global large commodity markets. And what I try to do is one belt, one road or global governance it's very important for China, because our model, our economic growth is not like the United States or different from Russia, because China's economic growth is highly embedded in global system, even include in this current resource system. And particularly, we can find that there are three models for resource cooperation, resource economy for the United States. Is supply and demand. There's an integration that the U.S. have with oil independence. But for European countries, and Northern Africa, they have built the market-based cooperation, particularly like pipeline gas and the mineral resources. And the European countries are all become now it's in the low carbon or zero carbon road. They can get free of such kind of mineral resources. But the most dangerous is the East Asia and the Middle East or East Asian countries. This is the supply and demand. You find there's the gap and the connections between these two regions come closer and closer. But there are so many geopolitical geopolitical obstacles to influence these regions' resource security issues. And for one Belt, One Road countries, according to the USGS data, we find most of the countries are very important, also very important resource producers, and particularly some of these countries depend on the resources for their GDP growth rate, like Kyrgyzstan 44, like Afghanistan 20%, and even Mongolia around 20%. This shows that if we take One Belt, One Road, if we take resource, minerals can become a top priority for China's economic cooperations with this country, even Russia, 14%. And then we should, but however, we have quite a lot of resource barriers or obstacles for our cooperation with one Belt One Road country. The first is the water, transboundary water. Like in Central Asian countries, 1 kilometer LNG gas means we have to consume at least 3 or 4 tons water, particularly in Kazakhstan. And this also to this water problem, environmental degradation problems, I will influence our cooperation for One Belt One Road, and water global warming and the environment degradation will also to make more and more complex for these regions according to United Nations. And also we will find some other issues like China, India, Brahma River and some rivers, some conflicts because growth. And also we will find some even the other barriers, particularly for political and social levels from the local level, particularly for resource cooperation, is quite different from the technology or the manufacturing industry cooperation. Actually, such kind of the minerals investment or mineral import, lack of the political support, not only from the central government, particularly from the local government, like China's investment, corporate investment in Vietnam and in the Cambodia. We have quite a lot of the more and more such kind of the conflicts between China's business and the local people, local peoples. And also, more and more countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, and these countries to try to strike for the self-dependent or the industrialization policy, and also to try to use the resource nationalism to reduce or to just prevent some kind of cooperation. And also, we have very, very little public acceptance if China import quite a lot of timbers, resources and own from our neighboring countries. Actually, particularly this is zero public acceptance in some countries. And also we found more and more investment restrictions from these countries, like more and more resource and investment laws in our One Belt One Road countries. This also shows that why from 2011 to 2015, that for Indonesia's bauxite, aluminum, and other minerals that suddenly dropped down from 70% to only 14%. And also we can explain why Mongolia's copper to China decreased suddenly. And also we will find that according to the one of the Canada's Fisher Institute's report, that most of the One Belt One Road countries are actually their investment, particularly their investment environment, has not very become worse and worse according to this think tank's report. This also particularly for the legal and the social communities environment. And also, particularly, we should know that currently we are in the very low oil price time. This time will continue for maybe 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. And under such kind of this long circle, large commodities change time, we will have two kind of countries politically. One is a resource-based country, another technology-oriented countries. Particularly for such kind of resource-oriented countries, will become more and more unstable in political chaos. Like in some of the Middle East countries, we have found such kind of signal for domestic instabilities. However, because we are actually in the another circle of economic or technology revolution, the technology, particularly technology-oriented countries like northern countries, Japan, United States, will control the low carbon or zero carbon times revolution. This will have more and more influence for next decades. And at that time for China, we have double mirrors. On the one hand, China should become from a developing country to a industrialized country and a developed country. On the other hand, China should try our best to become a technology-oriented country. And also, we should to use try to make full use of global mineral resources to support China's modernization and China per capita GDP, per capita incomes increase. But it's actually totally very hard for China's government, for China to if we can overcome such quite a lot of the obstacles and become technology-oriented developed countries. And so, particularly what the core of Chinese model still is, we import quite a lot. We use the cheap labors, and we depend on the within countries' market and technologies. They have quite a lot of shortcomings and obstacles for our economy. So the future, and I think it still depends on China's technology and economic transformation, and then we can provide the stable and sustainable cooperation between China and One Belt One Road country. But there are so many positive signals for China. Actually, China's last year's renewable energy investment is equal to EU plus United States, and China's capacity, production capacity currently is the world #1 for renewable energy and for electricity car batteries. We, China, India, and particularly China, may become the leading country for future energy revolution. And also, we'll have many obstacles for our future because we focus on the dialogue of civilizations. We should make our visions for the future, not only in immediate interest. For our future, we should have a change for our technology, for our energy, for our economic structures. We should pay more attention to the new energy, new resource, new minerals to support our clean or low carbon society. We should pay more attention to these resource-oriented countries because they will fall into some political or economic instabilities. We should to try to be China to encourage our developing countries, new developing One Belt Road become the emerging, to encourage emerging technology rise, to use the emerging technologies to help China's rising and the revolution change of Chinese model, and to use the renewable energy and even use the sustainable development, clean energy, green development to push China's cooperation between around the One Belt One Road countries. This is all for my presentation. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for your comprehensive report. And even myself, I have many questions, but not now, but a little bit later. Thank you very much.